Okay guys, another day of resistance training. We have 3 rounds and it's going to be 30 seconds on and then 20-second break. Between rounds you'll have a little bit longer, probably 45-second water break. So make sure you have that ready. So let's get started. We're going to start with some lunges. We're just going to do normal, just one leg at a time lunges. Throughout this video there will be like multiple alternatives for you to use, so if this is too easy you can fast forward and find a more challenging version, and if something in the future is too hard, just rewind the video back to this version. Alright, we're already at our first break. So we're going to do some heel raise squats. For this, I'm using 2 little 5-pound dumbbells to elevate my heels. I have also used things like a book in the past. Literally anything, a little step you can use. And if you don't have anything, just do normal body weight squats. Okay, you have 5 seconds left. Okay, another break. For this next exercise, you are going to need something to row with. We're going to do some gorilla rows. So I'm going to use 2 laundry detergent bottles. You can use dumbbells, you can use anything that you can hold on to. So let's get started. For this, you're just going to have a slight bend in your knee, and you're going to have your shoulders bent. It can be over your toe for this one, and pretty much you're just going to grab whatever you're using and pull it up above your hip. Try to keep your elbows kind of straight as you go. Don't have them like flaring out to the side. Just try to keep them close to your body. And now time's up, so get you some water. And now we're kind of doing round 2. For this one, I just grabbed those 5-pound weights and just using that weight to make it a little more challenging. You can also hold one of the weights above your head to make it even more difficult. And if you don't have weights, you can use things like a laundry detergent or anything that just adds a little bit of extra weight to your workout if you want to make it a little more challenging. And time is up, so take a little break real quick. And back to some squats. So this time, to make it a little more challenging, what I'm going to do is add like a lunge movement as I come up from my squat. So I go down into lunge, back up, squat, lunge, back up. And you have about 7 seconds left, so keep going. And get some water. Now we're back to our rows. This time I'm doing a different version of it. So if you only have one thing to use instead of 2 weights, what you can do is just alternate how you grab it. So you can see I'm changing hands every time and just placing it on the floor in between each row. You have about 15 seconds left and you'll be done with that one. And time up. And now we're about to go back into our lunge. With this one, I'm just going to add a twist, which I'll show you in a second. So as I go down, I just take a turn to the left or to the right. Whichever leg is in front, you're going to turn towards the opposite. So you're pretty much turning towards the back knee. You have about 10 seconds left. And you can go ahead and stop. And now back to our gorilla rows. For this one, I'm doing a single leg gorilla row, which is another alternate version. Pretty much you just have a split stance, kind of like a lunge, but you're not all the way down. You can see my knees as close to touching the floor as I am in a lunge, but I am bent over enough to make it comfortable, so where I row up, I'm not hitting my knee or any other part of my body. I can just go straight above my hip. Also, your body can turn as you row, just make sure you're doing it in a controlled way and not just flopping around. And you're on another break, so go get some water. We have 2 more sets, so let's get started back. So what we're going to do is some lunges. I chose to do the weight version this time, but you do whichever version you felt was giving you the most out of the workout. About 5 seconds left. And go ahead and take a break. And back to the lunges. I chose this version again where I'm going into a squat and then into a lunge. Another thing I forgot to mention, try not to arch your back as you go down, especially as you do the squat. It can be easy to kind of round your shoulders forward or overarch your back backwards. Just try to keep that spine kind of neutral as much as you can and get some water. And we're back at gorilla rows. I'm doing this version again. This exercise is also one that you want to pay attention to how your spine is. You can see at some points I correct myself because I start to over round my shoulders forward, and I usually correct that just by simply rolling my shoulders backwards. Just try to make sure that your spine is in a neutral position throughout all these exercises. And right now, take a break. Okay, no more break. Let's go back to some lunges. This time I'm doing with the twist again. Since this is our last round, just make it a little more challenging. You got about 12 seconds remaining, and then you get a little break. rest. Back to our gorilla rows. I'm doing the single arm split stance version again. Yeah, we're almost there. This is our last exercise, so go hard on it. Only 15 seconds left. And now all smiles because we're all done. Good job, y'all.